Hello there, I'm the base manager and welcome back to Space Engineers, Scrapyard Engineers. Now, today my friends, we are gonna start working on the dock for our scrap carrier. You see, we have come back from a loot run, one that wasn't exactly the most profitable one, and not until the end of the journey, right? Right. I think that we would benefit from having a place in which to park our great monstrosity, one where we can quickly connect it to the base so that we can unload all the bits that we have in the cargo containers, one with a platform, for example on this side, because it is the straightest of sides, and from that platform we can drive a forklift into the deck of the scrap carrier so that we can bring out all of these heavy loot. Otherwise we'll have to use the crane constantly, and using the crane to put the loot over here is perfectly fine, but if we can have a easier way of unloading all of this loot, I would say that that would be preferable. Now I think that this dock is gonna be somewhere over on this side, so first and foremost I'm going to put the scrap carrier in a advantageous position for us. Right now we have that temporary connector because we still have some power. I don't think we need to rush into connecting the scrap carrier. I would pretty much prefer if we could just how should I put it, just start working on that platform and on the forklift first. Give priority to that, because that is going to be incredibly useful for us in the long run. So yeah, let me just park the scrap carrier in a better position. Okay, so what would be the better way of connecting, like for example a platform on this side with the base? I don't really know. We should probably build a bridge upwards and over the scrap carrier. I think that would be the better choice, because otherwise we have to drill underground and do our best not to come through the voxel, ruining everything. This is kind of a smooth terrain. I would like to keep it that way. So above would probably be for the best, and that might actually cost us a bunch of resources. So yeah, So if we are to create a bridge, I would say that we should probably create it from top of this container over here. It would integrate very well with the base, it would look nice, and we can even pipe it if necessary from that side, right? We can like start the bridge from this corner, that way the pipe can go up and parallel to it. I think that might be the better way. So first let's make a few stairs so that we can access the top of the container, and we'll take it from there. Well, this is quite the access way because of the attachment points. This is probably the easiest way to do this. Like there is not a lot of attachment points. You can only have like attachment points on these corners and stuff like that. So it's kind of a bit annoying just to access this area. And yeah, now we need to make this taller than the scrap carrier and any potential loot that it might bring with it. So how will we do this? I mean, we could use this scaffolding, but it uses so many girders. I don't even know if we have enough girders for this entire ordeal. How many girders did we brought back? 66 over there. That's not a lot. Okay, maybe that's a lot. 570 something. Do we have any over here on base? Any at all? We have 7 over there, and that's pretty much it. I see. Okay. So like maybe it is possible. It would look nice, better than just full blocks, but I don't know if it is worth the expenditure. Oh, no, stay in there. Perfect, 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 perfect. Let's see. Probably I'm gonna need like multiples of this. Maybe one block higher. Oh man, this is gonna be complicated to set up. Okay, okay. I think this is tall enough, and then we can even use the scrap carrier to help lay out the rest of the scaffolding. I think I still have some girders left. Yeah, let's see if I can like start putting a few blocks here and there. Okay, this seems like good enough. Maybe one more? Maybe one more. There we go. This looks like plenty of room. Looks like we have like a 2 or 3 block space there. Like some tolerance for the build itself. Please don't collapse this entire thing. Right on top of my scrap carrier. No, thank you. Now I have to weld this because I really don't want to have this sitting on top of the scrap carrier unwelded. I don't have small tubes. You're fucking kidding me, bruh. Bruh. You kidding me? I don't have small tubes? That's impossible. I grinded out so much stuff. You're telling me I don't have any small tubes at all? Oh. Oh, this is a disaster. This is an utter disaster. Oh man. I'll have to sacrifice one of these things because they have small tubes. Like, not a lot. I mean, these ones have a few bits. I didn't want to sacrifice this to make the other thing, but I also don't want the other thing to, like... Oh... Here we go, back to its build state. It's better to have this thing quasi-built than leave like this thing that is supposed to stand above the scrap carrier unbuilt. Yeah, that thing I really don't want to leave unbuilt, because if something happened to it, it comes crashing down and destroys a bunch of important stuff. I don't want that. Yeah, these do take a few resources, not gonna lie. Man, these things are really expensive, like in comparison to other blocks. Because now I kind of wanted to like bring this thing down, but how? These things cost a huge amount of steel tools, man. Well, this thing, 10 steel tubes, 20 girders. Gonna be expensive as hell. Maybe we do have enough. Maybe we'll have to cannibalize some things. But in the end, I think we do have enough. And here we go. This thing is fully welded, I think. I welded those two. This is fully welded. The crane is not enjoying itself. Too bad for the crane. Jesus. Look how much it's trying to fight. I'm pretty sure it's because of that functionality, but I'll do my best to fix it once I install all the timer blocks. Just look at how it's struggling right now. Jesus Christ. Stop struggling. There you go. Okay, so now, all of this effort was just so that we could connect the grid over on this side. From here, we should be able to start building like a platform. Maybe I might even replace some of these blocks with regular light armor blocks once I have found like the correct height for everything. Oh, look at that. That looks actually kind of perfect. We would have to drive like the scrap carrier with an extreme degree of precision, but it can be done. Maybe, I don't know. Look, this does look a bit more... This doesn't look as lined up from over here as it did from down below. What if it is one of these? Would this be too much? Yeah, it is a lot. It is a lot for a wheeled vehicle to overcome. What a predicament. What if but now I'm connected that I can drop my my suspension, you see. Whoa, stop lagging. There we go, Factorum just spawning in and destroying my thank you, destroying my game. We could build a ramp with using hinges. We could do that. A deployable ramp just goes and trooks. That would be nice. That would be nice indeed. But if we can do that, then we can park the scrap carrier in any orientation. And it would even probably be best. No, I'm gonna keep the orientation, but I'm gonna have the hinge ramp connect over here on the front. Because this is where the heavy stuff here. Here we would have to drive like this to get to the stuff, and then like this to get out. So that doesn't seem to be a wise idea. From here, however, I don't see any issues. Oh, there we go. I'm falling again. So maybe that's exactly what we are gonna do. We're gonna build a hinge activated ramp to connect to the scrap carrier. Yeah, let's try to do something like that. Okay, so the idea would be something along these lines. Let's see, let me just put this back on 0, because, you know, this is good enough. That's not good enough. We need to, like I said, put this back on 0. When I built it, it fell down because no hinge lock. This should be more than enough. But pretty much the idea would be to use plate so that it is both light and cheap. I don't know if this is possible to do the way that I'm thinking. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. Where are the F1s? Here we go. Yeah. Yes, come on. Come on, the other one. There we go. This might actually be possible. Over the hinge, I don't want to put anything because it's gonna catch in there. But if I put this, can it move to 90 degrees? Let's see. Will it catch? It got caught. Okay. Let's see. Can I give you an offset? Don't think so. The way to do this, I think, might be rotor instead of hinge. And even then, I don't think it's gonna work. But hey, we gotta try what we gotta try, right? Eventually something. It's gonna work. Okay, so using this new approach, how will we get this? How much better it is? Okay, let's not go so fast. Not good. Okay, I can tell you right now, it's not good. Still not connecting? Seriously? Still not connecting? Okay, I think we... Oops. No. It's not connecting because it's not long enough, yeah. Gotta be honest, I'm not enjoying this approach that much, because, you know, truth be told, if we were to use this, we can just have a ramp on the floor, you know, instead of having platforms and stuff like that. We can just have a ramp from the floor that directly deploys on top of the scrap carrier. That would even, like, be far better. We could have, like, a really big ramp, that with the angle that the forklift would have to take would be relatively low, allowing it to carry like the big things without like catching in the where it makes the angle, right? Okay, I need to think about this. Look, I already lost enough time with this. I'm gonna be working under the assumption that this is not problematic for the forklift. If it ends up being problematic, then we try to solve it. Otherwise, it's just gonna take forever, and I want to move on to the forklift. So yeah, let me build a platform, Let's work under the assumption that this is gonna work. If it doesn't work, then, well, we'll see. Alright, 1 hour in, and finally this thing is built. Like, the bare minimum, right? This is just bare bones, it's just experimental in many regards. Like, until we have the forklift and we see if the forklift can go. Like, the test is gonna be, can the forklift go, like, on top of this, come over here, grab this, and get out easily? If the answer is yes, then we can try to beautify it further. Now, I also need to make this temporary thingy a lot better, because, yeah, that's definitely not gonna work forever, so yeah, I should probably try and work on this side as well. Make sure that it is all up and rolling, so that we can at least have the scrap carrier connected while we do all the work around this place. Like, I don't know, but today I'm not feeling very creative, shall we say. I think I'm gonna give it a good night's sleep, and maybe tomorrow I'll have better ideas. Alright, my friends, I had some time to think, and the conclusion that I arrived is that I was overthinking things way too much. I was overcomplicating the thing that was actually simple. The only thing I had to do was to tighten the margins just a little bit more. So pretty much on this side, I did nothing. The platform is exactly the same size, and on this side, I only had to continue to construct, you know, this row of blocks that we were using as measurements for this thing. And because there was still a little bit of margin, and the let me see if I can find them. Really, here we go. And the half blocks were a little bit too much. Can I please have one? There we go. Okay, well, I don't have the plates, but in any case, you can see the wheels would not fit. So I thought to myself, what blocks could I put in here to just tighten the margin a little bit? And I settled for these ones. They are still not built. They are only in their build states because, you know, they take a bunch of things that we probably don't have. Now, do you remember when I told you that this thing was temporary? You know, the temporary thing that turns itself permanent. There we go. The only thing we have to do now with these thingies in place is to... I think it's this one, yeah. It's to pretty much line the thing in one axis. We no longer need to, like, be careful if you're too close or too far away from the platform, because there is no room to be far away from the platform now, which is pretty cool. And over here, you know, we only have to stiffen our suspension to the maximum, and you know, this is tolerable, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, we are gonna roll with this. Also place some lights just for convenience while building. Now that the overcomplication in my head has been resolved, I think it is time for us to start working on that forklift. Now, I had an idea. It's a really dumb idea because, you know, I simplify this, so I must overcomplicate something else. Oh, also, before I go and do that, I will eventually replace this conveyor frame with a sorter that will automatically pull all of the things into storage. That way we don't need to do anything. You know, automate the things is probably a great idea. But in any case, let's see, we need to fit this thing in a maximum of 2 blocks. I think it can be done. Now, where are we going to construct this? I don't know, but yeah, I think I have a somewhat of a dumb idea. Like, I saw... Like, the place where I work is under construction, and I saw this machine there, like this big fork... kind of a forklift, but not really. It had forklift, like, hooks to grapple thing underneath, but it had a massive arm and a massive piston. Well, not piston, but like an hydraulic thing pushing that arm. And I thought to myself, that looks really, really cool. I wonder if I can do something like that. So that's what we are gonna try. Alright, my friends, I think we are gonna build it here. I just built a bit of a scaffolding and measurement so that we know how big of a vehicle we can build. Now, I think we're gonna use a base of a like 3 wide base for this Okay, Susan, for this operation. And for that base, instead of building blocks, I think please don't mess this up. Okay, I think I'm gonna use the small batteries for that. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Please grab it. There we go. Without exploding anything. 1 stick. Okay, I have to do 3 more. Okay, you're next. Alright, 3 sticks of dynamite. I'm gonna bring them over here. And I'll probably spend the next 30 minutes rotating them in the right orientation so that they are all lined up with each other, and then I'm gonna merge them into a okay, kinda, it's good if you look where you're going. Merge them all into a slab, and from there we try to use like a piston with a magnetic plate to bring the battery slab into a height that we can actually work from. There we go. This wasn't that difficult. Now I just need to bring this thing upwards a little bit. I like the orientation of the batteries. I know it's not exactly the same, but at least it's a symmetrical pattern. So you know, better than nothing. Up next, like I said, let's put like a few blocks on this bad boy. Put a piston on it, and then raise it from the ground. But first, some energy, because otherwise Susan won't shut up about it. Hey, here we go. So now this should be straightforward. Let's go into the floor and upwards you go. That's still not good enough. I need more. I need more. Okay, let's give this another try. I probably shouldn't reverse. I should wait until that thing touches the floor. There we go. So that this thing doesn't explode. And then we extend whatever it goes. Go, perfection. Now we do have a good space to work with. Let's get some clearance underneath this thing. We can't go too wide, so 1 more clearance. Yeah, something like this. Using the short suspensions should give us more than enough ground clearance to do whatever we need to do, and be short enough to fit those 2 blocks. Okay, there we go, beautiful. I added a little bit more space over here because if we want to have like an arm which is like, for example, here we are, you know, gonna need some space for the mechanism, the cockpit, and some control, other control things like timer blocks, and one event monitor or whatever they are called. Next, what needs to be done more? Let's see, what do I want to fit? Probably if I went and grabbed all the bits that I'm gonna need, it would help me. Like, for example, I want a gyroscope, because of course I do. To maintain some stability, we'll need the this battery can stay behind. Yeah, it's pretty much a gyro and a few other bits. Nothing fancy. When it comes to bits, I think this is all that we are gonna need. 2 timer blocks, 1 event controller, gyro, and a programmable block just so we can put the fancy displays. It's not really a necessity, it's just to make it look fancy. I don't have antennas, nor do I think we can build them, right? And there, nope. So there is no point in putting a remote control on it. We'll have to control it manually. There will be no need for cargo, because, you know, this is a forklift, not... I placed every single wheel backwards, oh my god. But yeah, no need for cargo, because this is just a lifter. Stop clanging. And yeah, pretty simple in that regard. Now, what is not simple is things. Yeah, now it's correct. Okay, we are close to the ground now. Can I jump on top? Yes, I can. Cool, so now I can just start pulling in the bits, but first I kind of want to build the crane mechanism. Now, I never built something like this before. It's gonna be a first, but hey, every time there is a first time for everything, right? Right, so the idea would be we add like this is a hinge part, base manager. Focus. Focus on what you're doing. Come on. You have a hinge. Right? Right. This hinge can say like this. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. It needs to stay like this, so we are going to hinge lock it so it doesn't fall off, and then we build an arm on it. Right? Right. Then we use the power of the hinge to elevate the arm. We put another hinge somewhere over here. We put a piston on top of it. We put another hinge on the arm itself. And then this thing is actuated by the piston. As the piston, you know, presses upwards, it expands. The hinges will bend to allow the entire motion to take place. That's what I think it's gonna happen. At least that's how the other machines work. Now, will this machine work like that? I have no idea. Okay, something like this. These final two bits are the wrong way. I'll extend this further whenever I need. I'm going to probably murderize this engineer because I keep falling on these things. Like I just going doing things and get stuck on them, and I'm pretty sure the clang is gonna get me. In any case, let's start. This is gonna be a trial and error kind of thing. But first, let's build the hinge so that we can elevate the arm and try to get the piston thing working, because I'm pretty sure the first iteration is not gonna work. Okay, so this would be the maximum that this thing would in theory be able to go, just because, you know, we have this thing. It's mostly for decoration purposes, but if it gets in the way, I'll just delete it. I can also just put, you know, a few blocks on top of that, which I think I'll have to do, because, well, this is way too low to the bottom of the vehicle. Probably should just do that immediately and save myself the trouble, but just want to try and see if this thing works. So let's see, if I put you over there, oh my god, this is gonna be complicated. Hinge part and hinge. In order to collapse the entire thing, you will have to be vertical, and I don't think that's gonna happen, to be perfectly honest. So there is not even a point in building you there. What if I get rid of some of these blocks and then I try this again? Okay, so this is built. Let's say I want to rotate you forward a little bit. Let's see. No, hinge lock. Rotate you in that direction. Right. Now we expand you. See how far this thing goes when fully extended. Okay, okay. Then the game could not lag. My idea is we put a hinge over there, we cut off the part, we put the part over there, and then we rotate until both things meet, clamp them together, and see what happens. Alright. Took a little while of finagling, but then now... Let's see... No, the other way. Until it... Just something like this. Okay, okay, we're getting there. We're getting somewhere. Not a 3x3, a hinge. Oh. Guys, look at that. It is almost perfect. Okay. Here we go. Oh! It did the thing. Then we toggle block off. Toggle that block off as well. Oh my god, my heart is racing right now. I can't believe I'm gonna get this one working first time. We turn you off. Now the piston is the only thing doing the lifting. And now... Here we go. It's working. It's working. Stop. The fuck out of here. And okay. You can't go full retraction. Okay. Let's see when it touches. Uh 1 meter. Perfect. Okay. So maximum distance 2 meters. Minimum distance. Can I write? Is 1.0. Oh, it's working the first time. This is unbelievable, guys. I do not believe myself. I actually got it to work. Okay. Let's see, what is your angle? Minus something. Maybe we need to just increase this just a tad bit more upwards until we reach angle 0. Okay, now it's 1. 1.02. Okay, this is as close as we are gonna get. Okay, so 1.02 is the minimum distance. So every time that now we reverse this thing, let's give it a 5, and then reverse. Success! Oh my god, I'm so happy right now, guys. You have no idea. But now, I love building clanky things. You can see it. Look how much is shaking. I love shaking things. Shake that booty for me. Now, I create the thing. I could just build it now. I could. But what if? Okay, and hear me out. What if I were to do something closer to that image that I showed you before? You know, just one piston and just one arm would suffice. Could you please? I'm trying to stall for time. There we go. Until I find the right part. Jesus. One piston and one arm would suffice, right? But, oh my god. What if I were to put... I can't try nothing. I failed miserably. What if I were to put a cab cockpit? For example, this is how many blocks? I can't see because the game just doesn't want to cooperate with me, thank you. Anyways, this is 1, 2, 3 blocks. Okay, what if, okay, hear me out. I were to put the cab block right there, right, in those 3 blocks. And then I create like a block over here. Maybe even one more. Something fancy like this. I were to put an hinge right there, an hinge right there, a piston right here, another piston right there, and then both of the arms... Oh, Jesus. And then both of the arms combine over here. That would look fancy, wouldn't it? That would look very fancy. I think I'm gonna do that. Okay, the first connection is ready to roll. I want the hinge and... First hinge attached. Now let's do the other one. Okay, they're touching, so now they're a bit out of hand. There we go, perfect. Now if memory serves me right, you want the minimum distance on this thing to be 1.02 meters. There we go. And then we do the same for the other one. We turn off all the hinges. And it should work like a charm. Let's go 0.2. Okay, so if we were to reverse... looks aligned, I think. Okay. The problem is that the hinges are fighting the pistons. Makes sense. I forgot to turn them off. I'm glad they didn't explode. I love how I just told you that my biggest problem with the platform was that I was overcomplicating things, only to come over here and overcomplicate things just a little bit more. What am I missing? Oh man, am I missing plates already? I'll have to go harvest plates somewhere. Like some of these places, you know, they don't necessarily need all of the plates. I can just take a few. Once I have more, I'll come back and replace them. There we go. That should give us more than enough plates. There we go. Now, we still, like, this thing still looks incredibly ugly. Man, I keep stumbling on everything. This place is a mess, but I will organize it once I have this. Haha, now. Cockpit. Yes. I think I'm going to be very creative and use the cab cockpit again. Nah, but to be fair, I really like this cockpit. I can also just put it, like, for example, like so. Oh yeah, that might even work in our favor. Maybe not like this, but like this or like this, you know, closer to the front so that we can first person this instead of having it all the way over here in the back. Let's see. So if I were to put that over there, right? I then can put some blocks over there, create like a covering just to make it look nice. Yeah, we have 5 blocks to put, more than enough space. We can even put them in a row if we so desire. And then we beautify these a little bit. Yeah, I like that already. I'm liking it. Now I need to merge these two grids together. That's gonna be interesting, right? Let's see. Will it explode once I try to do like this very nasty thing that I'm about to do to it? Okay, so this is the point where things are not attached. So we go like this. Of course, I need stuff. Build planner full because of the plates that I don't have. It's fine. The plates are in my inventory. It's just that the build planner never gets fulfilled, so... you know. And boom, there we go. Now they are merged, which means that both pistons need mandatorily to act as one. Okay, they must act as one, otherwise things will go boom very rapidly. But the advantage is that now this thing is actually quite strong. Remember, we have 3 pistons raising this entire thing. These pistons are, you know, they don't skip leg day, and so they are quite impressive. That's what I wanted to say. Now, for the hook, I think I'm gonna take care of that later. I kind of want to make this thing functional so that I can start programming it, releasing it from this block, welding the remaining blocks that are yet weld. And yeah, that means making sure the cockpit is fully built and putting the bits over here on the back. Also welding this thing, because why not? I'll also paint these later. I'm not gonna leave it rusty gray. It's just that that's the color we have right now. Okay, first bit, the gyro. It needs a weld path because there is no way we can put a merge block on that. That's fine. It's just a few components that we will burn through. The rest will merge block into place. This one should be relatively easy to do. Oh, by the way, is this mine? Yes, it is. It's not stolen. There we go. Gyro in place. Now for the rest of the stuff. Alright, my friends. The important bits are now over here. There we go, if I can. There we go, perfect. Everything is lined up perfectly. This thing is pointing up so that we can see the script over there. This thing pointing on the back because it looks cool and everything. So yeah, the important bits are now in place. This thing is actually, I think, in theory, functional. We could just drop it from there. I just want to do some underbody work to it before I released it. But yeah, just, you know, gonna put a few blocks protecting this part of here, making sure that everything is nice and covered, because there is no need to leave all the under bits just showing, you know. Alright, so underbody is done, nothing fancy, just a couple of blocks here and there to cover it a little bit better. I placed that because I really like these beam blocks. I find them to be quite fancy indeed. Let's bring this down to the ground and touchdown, there we go. Let's engage the parking brake so that whenever we do this, the thing doesn't go rolling. There we go, perfect. The vehicle is not enjoying himself, that much I can tell you. Are the pistons in the exact same spot? 1.02, 1.02, like the pistons are in the exact same spot, so these should like not do any forces. All the hinges are turned off, so they shouldn't be maybe if I share inertia tension on these things, will it help? Let's see. Exactly the same. Alright, let me just beautify this a little bit more. Make sure that we do have enough clearance to clear the back over here whenever we turn. But I would like to unite this part over here to make it just a tad bit more pleasant to look at. Okay, so let's just temporarily move this thing out of here. We will want to keep this type of steering, right? We might even push it a little bit more. I just want to see one thing because I made this a bit large. Will I need more space? Let's see. Well, kind of fits. I can't see jack, but it fits, so... Huh. I need to reduce the power on these wheels, but yeah, it fits perfectly. And then let's say that... okay, let me set up some groups first, because these wheels are way too potent right now. I'll probably will need to build some lights here, because everything just went dark all of a sudden, which is less than ideal. Okay, now let's see if I can maneuver in such a way that I would, in theory, be able to leave this place, you know, facing forward. I can start to see that maybe we are gonna need a little bit more of a platform. The hinges are clanging for some reason, you know. We can see one like sending sparks. I am really a terrible operator of this thing. But oh, here we go. I think this should be good enough. Yeah. You know, if we had this thing raised upwards, it should be no problem. Clearing this. Yeah. Okay. Works fine for me. Let's go over here. Groups. Pistons. Okay, so we want a... maybe not on the first thing. No, on the first, because I want to have ease of access. Toggle block on off, just in case. And reverse. That's pretty much all that we need, right? Turning them off doesn't decrease the clanging. Oh my fucking god. Okay, just relax. It's a bit too fast, bro. It's a bit too fast. Let's go to 0.2 for now. Yeah, that's much better. Look at that. Beautiful. Everything on the back is... oh, wow. This is so great. Because then I can just adjust the height like this. Ooh. I'm in love with this thing, guys. This gotta be one of the coolest things I have ever built in here. Even though it looks kinda meh right now with this thing. I'm pretty happy. I am pretty happy. Now, the forks, which are not gonna be the forks. You probably already guessed. That's not gonna happen. I was thinking I can either have something like, let's say, My idea initially would have to be, I don't know why it selects each part all the time, but okay. Something like this, and then we put the magnetic plates over there. And then we have two settings, down and forward, right? If we want to grab something like this, we have the setting forward. Then if we want to clamp something from the top and then raise it up, we have the setting downwards, which I think is what we are gonna do. Maybe not like this, but something like that. Let me think. Mag plate or landing gear? The landing gear kind of looks a bit nicer, but it's going to interfere with height. I think we're going to go for magnetic plates. Like, the game is really unhappy, by the way, that we are doing this. You can see, is shaking all over the place. But I don't care. I seriously couldn't care less, game. I want to have this like this, okay? So right now, current angle 90, so both of them are going the same direction, so I can just create a group for that. Oh, this thing is looking absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I like the only thing that I am oh boy. Look how much this thing already jiggled. I think this might be a planetary problem, okay? This gotta be a planetary problem here. There is constant earthquakes, that's why everything jiggles a lot. Totally not me. Anyways, I completely lost track of what I was going to say. Let me just go to a safer spot, because this clearly ain't the spot for me. Yeah, now I just need to create a group for those hinges, and in my toolbar, put like go to 0, go to 90. Pretty simple. There we go, fan-freaking-tastic, group created, we go over here, and then we set, let's put it over there, rotate to angle 0 at 5, bam, and rotate to angle 90 at 5, confirm, perfect. Right now it's at 90, so let's say I want to grab something from the top, like this, perfection. And then like this. Oh my lord, this thing is amazing! Okay. Alright. What's missing? What's missing on this bad boy? Well, we don't have oxygen intake, but I also don't have vents, so nothing I can do about that. I could do some beautifications here and there, but I think I'm gonna reserve that for in between episodes when I'm gonna do like the fancy display things. Oh, there is one thing missing. How are we gonna connect this to the base? That's actually kind of important, now that I thought about that, because, you know, event controller for locking, put batteries on recharge, turn off the lights and everything. But where? But where, indeed? This is gonna be complicated. Can we stow it underneath the platform somewhere? Because, like, we don't need cargo access. I'll eventually put cargo access on this side of the platform, because eventually I want to build my warehouse on this side. But right now, like, there is no point. And for the recharging port, we don't even need, like, cargo. We just need a connector, really. Yeah, look, we can just come over here and, like, tooks. Of course, the arms need to be retracted and everything, but we could easily do this. Okay. Perfect. I love when things go my way. Park right there. Let me just create a place for us to connect. Now, I kind of connect, because these connectors are way too big, and it's gonna get in the way. The ideal would be one of these things. Like, let's see, if I were to extend, right, where could I put a connector? Absolutely nowhere. Like, nowhere that doesn't interfere. Oh, it doesn't interfere over there. These ones do. This one doesn't. I can even, like, put it inside. Oh yeah, I can just... No, I can't, because that's gonna drop the wheels, dummy. But you can make it look good. You can go like this, then like, I don't know, something along these lines, right? You can put one of these, maybe. Something like this, who knows? But small connector needs to connect to small connector. Which means we need the grid conversion right here. Okay, should be easily achievable. Okay, this should suffice. I went from big, large grid hinge to small grid 3x3, and then a 3x3, just so that we have a nice amount of adjustments. Because now I can just, you know, put the connector anywhere. But also, you know, maneuver with that. But that's no fun. Let's retract the arms. Let's bring this bad boy home. Probably should put a camera on this as well, but yeah, right now this is good enough. Where does the piston line? A piston. Oh my god, I'm dreaming about pistons now. anyways, disregard my piston mania. 2 of these, I don't think that's gonna line up. We're gonna give it a try. Okay, this actually looks pretty lined up now. I also have a camera there, so let's give this one a try, shall we? And, oh, look at that, that's perfect. We are connected. Shaking a lot, but connected. Oh, I really like this. Because this way, the forklift can be stowed away near the place where it's gonna be used. And then we can, like, expand from this side in here. Not using full blocks this time, I'm gonna start using plates, especially for warehouses, and build, like, a warehouse right here. From which we have a place for the thingy. I'm liking this. I am liking this already. Now, there is one final thing left to do on this thing. Before it's fully functional, I just need to bring it outwards a little bit. Put some lights on it as well. For example, we are gonna need a reverse light over here, obviously. Yeah. Do the event thingy. That's the final thing, and that's why I want to put the lights, because I want to be able to turn them off. And do I want to put a light in here? I don't think so. I think that's maybe a little bit too much. Maybe not. Alright, so I have named all of the blocks. So the final thing that we need to do over here is do our docking and undocking sequence, right? Right. So we're going to set up actions, make sure everything is clear. Things that we want when we dock. I think I've selected the correct one. Yes. Docking. When we dock, all of the batteries recharge on. Oh man, I forgot to do the lights. I'm sorry guys, just 1 second. This one is relatively fast. Bam, bam. Forklift. Lights. Beautiful. And now we go back over here, because I'm a dum-dum. I'm a dum-dum, I said, but that's totally fine. Docking. Set up actions, groups, lights, turn off. Turn block off. Anything else? I mean, I could just turn everything off, but there is no point. It's not gonna stop jiggling, so... yeah. That's for docking. For undocking, we go over here and we do the backwards. The recharge goes off, and the lights come on. And then, which means that once I go over here, move the parking brake, aim roughly, oh boy, in this direction, and very gently try to connect the thing, and... Hey, why the lights didn't turn off? What? Oh, because I did it again, guys. I did it again. I am so dumb sometimes. So, over here, what we need to do, right, is connector connected, add to the block, set up actions, timer block, docking 1, trigger now, second position undocking, trigger now. Now, if I... what? The lights are not turning off. What? Why? Messed up something. Give me a second, guys. Yes, blocks... The timer block was off. Oh my god. Anyways, again, there we go. Meow, 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 meow. Right, and if we go into the batteries now, we will verify that they are fully depleted in 4 hours, because that's not the battery that I'm looking for. Fully recharged in 5 minutes. And then we go like this, and everything comes back to life. Ain't this great? I love it. Okay, let's do one final thing before we wrap up the episode, which is... let's do a test run, shall we? We have that thruster on top of the scrap carrier. I kinda want to see if I am capable of getting it out of the scrap carrier easily. That's maybe first and foremost, okay? Like, we are troubleshooting as we go. Maybe doing auto lock on here, not a great idea. Not a great idea. Second, we need to, you know, go like this. There we go. Now we shouldn't run into any issues. Unless, of course, we tilt over. That could be one of the many possible issues. Now let's say I want that thruster over there, right? We could just roll it down the hill, but it's gonna be the perfect piece for us to do that, because I kind of want to grab it from the top, right? So if I were to do it like this, can see if I am in the right spot. Maybe putting a spotlight underneath the thing might be a great idea. Might be a great idea indeed. Okay, so here is the spot. Perfect. We lock. Now we which one it is? This one? Yeah. They are unlocked. Now we reverse. Bring it upwards. Oh boy. Maybe not so much. Like this. Until I can remove myself from that position. Alright, alright. Now let me Austin Powers myself out of this spot, because I want to go head first into this. Okay, so pretty much if I just extend the platform this much is like all that I need, not to Austin Powers myself into oblivion. Now, before I go down this ramp, this is clearly way too low. Let's put this to the maximum, because I have a feeling that this is gonna be quite violent when I try to decide to go through there, because this is gonna tilt our center of mass quite a lot forward. So let's go. Let's see. Come on, gyro. There we go. Good gyro. Good gyro. There we go, my friends. We got a great success. Look at that. Lifting things like never before. Of course, that maybe, you know, I'll want to have a gyro override to kind of, you know, force the back of the vehicle into place. One that could be like activated in my toolbar, because I still have 2 slots left. I mean, I have many, but in the first one. And yeah, I would say, my friends, this was like far more successful than I could ever imagine. I thought I would have to like do 30 different iterations of this piston-based thing until it worked. It worked first time. And the second time even worked better than I, like nothing just exploded when I tried to attach and merge and yeah. I am super happy right now. Now, my friends, in between episodes I'll do a little bit of beautification. Maybe I even paint this thing, because right now it looks a bit like a ugly duckling, right? I kind of want to put some plates covering the the batteries on the back. I'm not gonna use full blocks or anything. I'm gonna leave that row of blocks over there on top on the open because I think they look kind of neat. And maybe just paint this thing kind of rusty yellow because it's a service vehicle, it deserves to be yellow. Leave some parts as just pure rust. And yeah, I'll see what I can come up with in between episodes, but I'm pretty sure that this one, my friends, was already pretty long. And so I think we're gonna say our goodbyes. Next episode, we'll upgrade the scrap carrier before we leave for another loot journey. We are completely out of materials and we need those materials ASAP. Once we return with those materials, we then start working on our warehouse. That's the plan for the future, so yeah, stick around if you want to see it fulfilled. But in any case, my friends, hope you liked this episode, like, subscribe and all that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.